Crafting Journey here, that journey chick on Instagram. This is take 2. I don't know what happened to the sound on the first take. No sound whatsoever. It's going to be one of those days. Yesterday was one of those days. Yes, it was the day I had to go into the work. So I get in my car. I feel like I've already told this story. Maybe I have. But I get in my car and it just doesn't look right. The glove compartment's open. The thing where you keep the sunglasses is open. The little thing where you can stash stuff in the middle, that's open, and there's stuff strewn about, just papers and stuff. So I see that my car registration and everything, that's there. So clearly someone got into my car and they were rummaging around looking for whatever, I don't know. I don't keep guns or, drugs in the car. So I'm thinking, well, let me go to work because, I closed everything up, put the registration back. I do have to, there was trash everywhere. And so I need to clean up the car. But anyway, I'm on my way to work, and then all of a sudden it hit me. Oh, crap. My badge with my keys gone. And I kept it on this Brighton. I don't know if you guys know Brighton Jewelry. It's a beautiful brand. So it was a Brighton lanyard that I'd had for many, many years, gone. So when I got to work, I had to report it stolen, and I got a new badge. And I know that we're getting a card reader. They're changing the lock anyway in our office. So aggravating. And there's nothing they can get. If they take those keys, if they think they have the keys to the pharmacy at the hospital, they're wrong. And if they try to get into first they got to find the medical staff office, which is not easy. And then if they found it and got in, well, everybody has their computers at home. There's a monitor here or there. I keep my monitors there because I didn't bring my monitors home. And we're paperless, so there's no files that they can go through and get information on doctors or anything. And we never did keep patient information there. So there's really nothing, they can steal like the old Christmas decorations from last year or the year before, or the mints that we sometimes put out for people as they come into the office that have been sitting there for a year and a half. But just aggravating, and I'm not going to tell my son because, that will, he's already like, why, the raccoon, and now somebody's in your car. I'm like, oh my God. But that was the first thing. I'm like, did the raccoon get in my car? No, raccoons don't know how to open glove compartments, or do they? So they did take my badge. And literally, this was the first time in a long, long time that I hung the badge over the mirror. Usually I put it in my purse, but I haven't been carrying a purse. Recently I bought like a little, it's not really a wallet, but it kind of, just a carry-all type thing. You can put your phone in it and it has all your stuff, like that way you don't have to carry a big purse. So I didn't have my purse, so I'm like, oh, let me just hang it over the mirror. So now I'm locking my vehicle. Oh, did I forget the Friday dance? Friday dance, Friday dance. I hope the audible works in this video, and it's payday. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, I'm going to pause to see if we have this audio working. Okay, seems to be working. If not, y'all not going to get a video today, unfortunately. So I have a little trivia question for you today. What starts with the letter E ends with the letter E and only holds one letter? Now, my answer was, it's the letter E. I don't, E is not a word. So I'm terrible at these kind of quizzes. Oh my goodness. So I am just diamond painting my little heart out. I did not do any diamond painting yesterday. I just wasn't in the mood when I got home from work. I was in a terrible mood. Just a terrible mood. I'm not going to go into the whys of it because it's not important. But, I mean, it's important to me, but, you know, it's one of those things that I have no control over. So, you know, why get upset about it, right? Because I keep thinking I have control over it, you know. And, all right, I'll tell you what it is. It's YouTube subscribers. My subscriber count at one point was up over 1,700, and now it's dropping again. And I'm like, you know, I'm constantly in search of improving the content that I'm bringing to you guys. So it you know, when I see this kind of dip, it makes me wonder, you know, what am I doing wrong? What do I need to improve? If there's something I need to tweak, please, before you unsubscribe, let me know. You know, I don't know if it was because I covered the George Floyd trial. I don't know what it was, but so all of these things are running through my head, and I'm upset about it. And I guess the reason I'm upset about it is because I work so hard on the content for this channel. I really do. And I love doing it. I don't ever want to stop doing it. I love bringing you guys the morning show every day. It's, you know, it's kind of been, it's like my routine now. You get up, you know, you go to the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you know, you get dressed, and then you make your coffee and you let the dogs out and you do the morning show. It's part of my morning routine. Sometimes you do the morning show twice. So I just want to continue to bring you guys quality content. And I know, you know, sometimes YouTube does like they'll, I don't know. I don't know. And I've got to stop racking my brain trying to figure it out, because there's no rhyme or reason to it. You know, I don't know. So let's not talk about it anymore. All right. What national day is it? It's National, I don't know. I've already done this once. National Lost Dog Awareness Day. So this is the day to think about those, you know, not losing your puppies out there. You want to make sure that you know, this is the day to think, have I done everything to prevent my puppy getting lost? Am I watching him if he's not in a secure area? If he's in a secure area, have I surveyed that area to make sure there's nothing that can hurt them, or that the fence is truly secure, there's no holes in the fence? You want to get them trained to respond to commands. You want to always supervise them, like I said, especially if they're not in a fenced yard. And then this is the day to think about microchipping your dog. If your dog, not to have them microchipped, certainly if you haven't done that, this is a good time to do that, or think about doing that, but think about updating the microchip. Have you moved 3 times like Rebecca? So, and I thought, wow, I have not done that. Both my dogs are microchipped, and I should, I need to call their vet back in Port Charlotte and update the microchip information, just in case, God forbid, like somebody, I don't think my dogs anybody would want to steal my dogs, but God forbid. but there, if you have a dog that's like a purebred and you don't want it stolen, update that information so that they can find you. Make sure you're keeping records of their vaccinations, photographs of them. Now, Lord, I have lots of photographs of my dogs. I'll be like, yes, Tootsie is the one in the blue Argyle sweater. Because, yeah, they're like, oh, I know exactly which dog you're talking about. Yeah, anyway. So, there you go. And if you lose your dog, walk around the neighborhood and see if anybody's seen them, contact your local shelters. You could post notices in the grocery stores, things like that. So, but let's not hope that ever happens. Now, do they microchip kitties, cats? I know. I want mine to be indoor cats because I'm gonna have them chase the raccoons away. No, I don't. But do they microchip cats? I have no idea. I am going to get my kittens spayed and neutered. And now someone is calling me. Un momento, por favor. So let's do Judge, Jury, and Journey. This will be take 3 because I forgot to turn the camera back on. I had a phone call, forgot to turn the camera back on. It's on. What a day for this show. All right, let's do Judge, Jury, and Journey. Okay, yesterday was the day of, if you've got friends like this, you don't need enemies. Those 3 women took the stand. Alexis Cook, Jessica Wheeler, and Audrey Potts. Now, Jessica and Audrey are bartenders at this Sticks bar, billiards, Sticks, billiards, and bar, whatever. And all 3 of them, what we know from prior testimony that Ashley was always in this bar because she's got the equipment there and she's having an affair with the owner. So because she's there so frequently, she has made friends with these 3 women. And all 3 of them testified to hearing on September 7th a statement made by Ashley to Audrey. Now, she and Audrey were like besties. They called each other Thelma and Louise. They were always together. She makes a statement on that date, and they know it was that date because they were taking selfies. So they've got evidence that they took selfies that night, so that was the night they heard that statement. That she asked Audrey, how much cocaine do you think it would take to kill someone? And Jessica says, oh, probably an 8-ball. Now, I have no idea what that means. So then later that, then they're doing shots and drinking, and later that night, Audrey and the defendant leave the bar and go to a different bar because they're going to buy cocaine. Now they're in Audrey's vehicle, they're in Audrey's vehicle. And Audrey testifies that they go to this other bar and they meet up with T or Tay or whatever his name is, and she purchases $250, not her, but Ashley purchased $250 worth of cocaine. Now, Audrey is very careful to say, I never saw the cocaine. I saw the transaction, but I never saw the cocaine. And no, there was never any cocaine in my car. She was like denying it all. But yes, I saw this transaction. So after the transaction is complete, the 2 of them go to Whataburger, because they're hungry. Then they go back to the bar. Then they go back to Sticks, where one of the other girls testifies she saw them come back and she saw them with cocaine. And at one time, Ashley puts the cocaine on the bar. So, and interesting that Audrey doesn't come out with this information until after Taylor goes missing. She never comes forward to the police and says, hey, I've got this information about my friend. which includes, like, Audrey calls her Ashley the next day and she's like, hey Ashley, or hey, what'd you do with that cocaine that you bought last night? And Ashley says, oh, I put it in Taylor's Coke, and when she tried to drink it, she said it was, spit it out, said it was sour. And that was that. But neither one of these statements did she inform the police about. Instead, when Taylor went missing, she goes and hires a lawyer because she doesn't want to be implicated in all this. And then the lawyer says, okay, let's go to the police together and you can tell them what you heard. Interesting, right? Jessica, the other one of the other girls, the bartenders, she overheard Ashley saying this world would be better off if Taylor wasn't here. And she does testify that they were drinking pretty heavily that night, even though they were there to work. The next witness is Zachary McArthur, which is Ashley's husband. Yay, we're going to hear from Ashley's husband. Well, he did not have a wedding ring on, so, but they didn't really, there was no testimony about the status of their marriage. He was a police officer and she was a crime scene technician in Escambia County years before, and that's how they met. And apparently Ashley was only a crime scene technician for about a year. So they met, got married. I know they have a child. They might have more than one child. It really has not been talked about too much. So he says he's got a criminal, Ashley has a criminal justice degree as well. He let her handle all of the finances. At some point, as a police officer, he has an accident at work. There's a workers' comp claim going on. It's settled for $60,000, which is really good in Florida. If you get $60,000 on a work comp claim, that's like phenomenal. So anyway, after the lawyer's fees, they get a check for $43,000 in March of 2017, which is, April, May, June, July, August, 7 months before Taylor goes missing. So they've got this $43,000. He says he doesn't know what happened to that money. He gave it to her because she's handling all the finances. He gave her the check. He doesn't know what happened to the money. He did say that Taylor, Ashley suffers from back problems and is unable to lift heavy objects, which I think that statement will come into play later on. And then he said on September 8th, the day that Taylor went missing, they woke up as usual that morning, and Ashley said, can I borrow your truck? And he said, sure. She said she needed it to help Taylor move. So he lets her have his truck for the day. Then he texts her at lunchtime and says, hey, do you want to have lunch with me? And she says, no, I'm too busy. Then later on, they meet up at their home and they go out for dinner. And he testifies that, he didn't see anything untoward. She wasn't dirty or bloody, or, he didn't see anything like that, anything that would make him suspect that something untoward had occurred that day, which I thought was interesting. It's making me wonder if, that was the last day Taylor was seen, but was she actually killed that day, or maybe it was a different day? I don't know. I have no idea. The next witness was her cousin, Kyle. Now, Kyle had just graduated from college and he moved down. This was his parents' property. So there was a mobile home on the property. So they said, okay, you can live here. And he was remodeling the mobile home. And at one point he moved in August of 2017. So just a month before all this goes down. He testified that this is a horse farm, but his mother was fixing it up so that they could use it as a wedding venue. So he had hired someone to do some trimming on the property, and he had pointed out to this person where he wanted the trimming to take place, and it was not where Taylor's body was ultimately found along the fence line, and that he himself on one occasion did some tree trimming, but it was also not near where the body was found. So he never suspected that there was anything untoward happening on the property there. On September 8th, he wasn't home. He had spent the day with his mother because his mother had gone to a funeral and she was upset and he wanted to comfort his mother, so he spent the day with his mom. And then there was another occasion where Taylor came by and asked him to help her search her vehicle because she suspected there was a GPS put on her vehicle, and lo and behold, they do find a GPS on her vehicle. Now I don't know if this was something her husband put there, the police, I don't know, but she finds this on her vehicle. Then there was a time where, because he was remodeling and doing stuff around the property, he had gone and bought to Home Depot and bought a 50-pound bag of potting soil, which he said went missing after he bought it, and he never found it. And we know that when they found Taylor's body, there was concrete and potting soil involved somehow. And then he also testified to that, when the police actually finally came to the property with a search warrant, it took them 7 to 8 hours of searching before they actually found her body along the fence line, which I thought was an interesting little tidbit there. So that is the trial up till this point. And when this witness was done, I'm like, yay, he's done. I can go to bed. But the judge is like, next witness. I'm like, oh, no, I'm going to bed. We will do the next witness tomorrow. So I will continue tomorrow in the morning show, Saturday morning show, the rest of day 2, and I'll start day 3. This judge is not playing, man. She gets those witnesses in and out, on the stand, off the stand, next. And none of them are long, so thankfully, yay. And they just get right to the point with each and every one of them. So let's talk about this day in history. This day in history, Coca-Cola decides they're going to change the formula of 99 years and introduce new Coke. Well, people were not happy with the new Coke. This was in 1985. Within 3 months, they were losing. Their sales plummeted. There was a huge outcry from the public. They wanted their regular Coke back. So they came back 3 months later. New Coke was accompanied now by Classic Coke. So you could choose which one you wanted. I didn't drink either one of them. I'm a Diet Coke fan, or I was back then. I don't drink it now. But I don't think they messed with the Diet Coke because it just tasted the same as always. But if you were a Coke fan, I'm sure you'll remember 1985. Woohoo! There was one other thing I was going to tell you guys about. I don't remember what it was. Oh, on this day in history, do you remember Jim Fixx? He wrote this book, The Complete Day of Running. This would have been his birthday. He was born in 1932. But in 1977, he came out with this book, The Complete Book of Running. And lo and behold, this man drops dead at the age of 35 while he was out jogging. They think he had a congenital heart defect because his father also died of a heart attack at age 43. So I remember Jim Fix. I remember when this happened, I'm thinking, oh, well, why should I run? I'm going to have a heart attack. But I can tell you it's not unusual. I did half marathons and marathons for Disney or with, at Disney World. And it was not unusual for people to have these heart attacks on the course, and these were, runners that, this is what they did. They were runners. But for whatever reason, they would have these heart ailments. And Disney was really good. I never stopped when it happened. It happened in front of me at least once in a night race. But, the medics are like right on top of it. So I didn't stop, but anyway, that is the show for today. I hope that it is all recorded, that we have audio. This has taken me all morning. So, guys, I love you. I will see you tonight in Mickey Sunshine's live. I'll probably be in the chat, or I may just pop in and say hi to everybody in the actual live. And then after that is, that will be at 7 Central, and then at 8 Central is DVD Addiction Adventures. Get out your diamond painting, get out your crafts, and just listen to. That's the best way to listen to live as well. Diamond painting. I get a lot of diamond painting done on Friday nights. So take care, everybody. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow in the Saturday edition of